to the home house. So we are renovating this 1890 farmhouse that my great-great-grandfather built, and me and my dad have been working on this house for 20 months, almost 2 years. And now we're finally at the part where we lay flooring. And don't you know it, found heart pine flooring in the exact amount I needed on Facebook Marketplace this past week. It is beautiful. It's farmhousey without feeling like a barn. And so I think it'll add it'll just be perfect, because I didn't want it to look too new. But look at this flooring. Like, look at this flooring. Oh my gosh. All throughout the house. That'll be beautiful. So I have 4 stacks of it. I'm really excited and ready to put this flooring down, but before I can put the flooring down, we really need to paint. So this week, I've got a list of everything I need to complete before we can lay this flooring. Actually, before I can paint. So we need to do all this, paint, and then we can lay the flooring this weekend. And it's a front and back list. So here we go. First task, wipe the walls in the half bathroom. All right, here we go. Let's wipe walls. The bathroom is wiped down, and while we're right here, we're gonna step back and get this little sliver of a wall here, and it goes up a little higher, so we'll wipe this down as well. So check. See how much of a difference wiping down the boards make? Like, clean, dirty. I want the paint to stick good, and it needs to stick to a clean wall. If it's just sticking to dirt, it'll eventually fall off when the dirt falls off. Time to tick them off the list. Wipe wall by half bath, and then wipe the half bath walls. Now on to the next. All right, now I just have to wipe this wall in the pantry. She's filthy. She really is filthy. Whew. They're clean. Let's go check it off the list. Pantry, wipe walls. Added a couple of things to the list, and I have marked them off. So I wiped down all the drywall in the kitchen, wiped down all the walls in the laundry, and then I cleaned the laundry room. Once I did the pantry, I was like, let me just finish the pantry. So the pantry is complete, and then outside of the pantry is all the drywall in the kitchen. So I wiped all of that down. And then outside of that is the laundry room. So I went ahead and did the laundry room. Now we're on to the living room. So I'm gonna remove what's left of the crown molding. It's really not that much left. And then wipe all of the walls in here. All right, my friends, the crown molding is down. Now to wipe the whole living room down with the rag. Can you see all the dust coming off? At least it's not hard. It just takes some time, you know? Yesterday I finished up what I was doing in the living room and then mowed the grass, and I was cooked. So we are back today. I made a new list just because that one was starting to get scattered. and we're gonna move right on through it today. And since it's fresh in the morning and I have the most energy, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle all of the moving, heavy lifting, because that just takes so much energy, and I feel like I need to go ahead and do it now because later I'm not gonna feel like it. So I'm gonna get all these boards and move them to the porch. Okay. First load taken. I've moved the majority of the stuff in the living room that I can move at this point, and now I'm just gonna vacuum this area and then move to the front. Now I'm in the master bedroom and I need to move all of these doors out the way. Those doors are heavy. So we have moved the doors to the porch and moved all items from the kitchen, dining, and living room. We have taped off the living room. And we've done some vacuuming, but not all of it yet. I feel like we're making a little bit of progress on all of this. So far, only 2 things marked off and it's 1 o'clock. Now I'm in the entryway and I've been procrastinating this task, but I need to put these boards up, finish off this wall, and then you can't quite see it, but by the front door, I need to finish off that wall. So when we prime it, we hit it all in one time, which means this needs to be done. So let's put these boards up. The big hole is covered. I wish this drywall was out of the way so you get the full effect, but I can't move this by myself. So this is finally covered. I'm not worried about the gap at the top because crown molding will cover that. Now I'm working on the front door area, and as you can see, above the front door and that little side nook, all of the insulation is still showing, and even the studs right there, right behind the door, that doesn't need to show. So all of that needs to be covered just like this. And then the entry, besides a couple of little spots like those drop downs and above that door, will be complete. But that's a big, I have been procrastinating that for so long now. It's not even funny, but it's done. And now the front door. Okay, last night I left pretty late and finished the entryway. I'll show you. This wall is now up. And look at the entryway. Yeah, that really finished it off. That whole space off. Like I said, I'm not worried about it up there because crown molding will get it. But here, but up there, look, I even notched the board around the door so then it'll be all solid boards above. And then in that little nook, I'm actually gonna keep that exposed. I'm not gonna paint over it because it's an old newspaper. They used to use newspaper as insulation. And so this was their old insulation. And it is actually, where's the date on it? Durham, July 4th, what is that, 1906? 1906. How cool is that? And so it's a little tattered and slightly gross, but I'll try to like clear coat it and make it look nice. And plus, it's in this tiny little corner. The likelihood you'll see it, but I think that'll be cool to save. But we are gonna cross it off the list. Well, this evening, Dad is coming after he gets off work to help me spray the whole house, which means this whole list needs to be done so we can get to painting. We're gonna start with cleaning the whole entryway, and I'm gonna start with the ceiling and work our way down, and I definitely wore a hat for a reason. walls and ceiling in the entry. That was a big one, but it's done. But we're gonna keep going. Rushing, trying to get everything done. Dad's about to start spraying in the front. Okay, the fun has officially started. Dad is painting the master bedroom. We decided to start up front because it's getting late in the evening, and in the evening, the front of the house gets really dark really quick, but the living space will stay lighter. So we're trying to use what light we have, and then we'll move up front. While he's painting though, I'm trying to finish taping up. I got this side taped. I need to get that side of the ceiling taped. I'm sweating because this suit is so hot, and I'm so excited. This looks really good. A nail right there.
Yeah. There's a run in this wall. I didn't do it.
Oh, it was already in the paint?
Yep.
All right. Looks like a room. All right, I'm fixing our little boo-boos in here. Dad has finished the bathroom. See if we can peep. I'll move the lighting in here. I gotta make sure there's no boo-boos in here. So the bathroom is all painted. And then he's about to start in the guest. Okay. I'm so excited. All right. Oh my gosh, I forgot I had that roller. It's from where I did the clear coat on the ceiling in the kitchen and dining room. But now I have that roller. I knew I had these. Oh, that'll be so good. So now I can roll out the master bedroom, and then we'll probably be getting close to calling it a night. But I'll have to show you the progress. This is so good because I was worried it was going to get streaky from all the brushes. All right, crisis averted. I'm gonna help clean up because we're gonna head out and I'll give you updates tomorrow. Okay, I'm back and I have walked through the house to see the paint all dried and in the morning light. And now that part of the house is still pretty dark, but it looks so good. It looks like a house. Like I FaceTimed my sister and she's like, oh my gosh, it actually looks like a house now. So I can't wait for you to see in 3, 2, 1. All right, so if you remember, the whole rush to get everything painted was because we still had plywood on the ground. So if we painted, we cover up the doors and the hardware and electrical, but we wouldn't have to worry about the floor because we're gonna lay the floor. So today, that's what we're working on. We're in the master bedroom. Doesn't it look so good with the paint? There are a couple of spots where like the termites ate the board where they're, if you touch them, they're solid, but they look kind of ate up. So we'll go back and fix those, but for now, we're focusing on laying the heart pine flooring that I found on Facebook. We're making a frame around the fireplace so it'll go pretty slow until it's fast. Okay. All right, this is the frame around the hearth. That'll take a second, but it's looking good. All right, hearth is done. All right. Now that we have the hearth done, we want this board to be a solid board. So if we start from the wall and go this way, we'll end up having to cut out around the hearth, and we don't want to do that. So we're butting this up first. We're gonna cut a skinny piece to then start the row with, so then we have a solid piece here. You'll just have to see. Okay, I cut the first board on an angle. See if it fits in here nicely. All off the wall. Okay, I think that looks great. Look at that. You'll never notice that that's a piece of board there.
The measurement's on the wrong side.
Take two. Oh yeah. That fits really nice. All the hard parts are all done now. Look, it worked out. No gaps, everything lined up just right on the picture frame. System. He puts the boards down, I cut them to size. So right now I'm cutting out for the vent, and I love this little cutter. I feel like it's because it's kind of small and manageable. I can do it. But we'll cut out the little vent hole, and it is looking so good. All right, there we go. Got the vent hole cut out, and let's go check it out. Y'all, the flooring looks so good in here. Like so good. It feels like a finished room. Dad and I had a system. I would cut the boards, lay them out, and he would nail them. So we had it. I kept him, for the most part, I stayed ahead of him, and we had a really good system going. This is literally so farmhousey yet elevated, and the richest colors. I couldn't be more excited. I will say we didn't quite finish the room because we ran out of staples to put the flooring in with. So tomorrow we'll come in here, finish out this flooring, which should not take too long, and then go to the back side of the house and get all the painting back there done. So then next weekend we can start installing the flooring back there, which is so exciting because if it looks this good in the small master bedroom, well, relatively, in comparison, the small master bedroom, imagine that whole space covered with. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and so I'll see you tomorrow.